I stole thousands from my employer and got away with it.
Oh God.
As you can probably guess from the title, I found a gap in procedures and exploited the hell out of it. I wouldn't call it a loophole, just a gap in the apathy of others. Circa 2005, I worked for a company which sold bits and bobs of everything both in-store and online. I did stints in the main distribution center dealing with returns, but mainly worked in-store as a shift manager. Part of that role was dealing with returns, which included things customers bought online. Big thing of the returns was that any item $10 or under, which was open, was written off as a waste and binned. If it was an online purchase, it didn't require a physical receipt, just confirmation from manager, me, that it was one of our products. This was also before refunds, and returns could be done online. They could only be done in store. Bonus was that the refunds for online purchases could either be onto original payment card or in cash. Guess what I started doing? I started doing dodgy returns for non-existent items. I also knew that the bin returns were sent to the distribution center and binned from there and never truly counted. So stock counts were always off. I only ever did small items, and around $30 a day that I did it for. I did this successfully for 3 years and netted $17,000 to $18,000 in cash.
No way.
And used it for my everyday purchases, and little bits went into saving account. Left after that and was able to put a deposit on a house, and I wouldn't have been able to do that otherwise. Do I feel guilty? Nope. Would I do it again? No. But mainly because there wouldn't be any way that I could get away with it. Do I feel sorry for companies which have a problem with theft by employees? No, mainly because they create the conditions which allow it to occur and thrive. In my experience, employee theft happens because they hate the company and do not earn enough to live. The company's first reaction will always be to clamp down and tighten procedures to make it harder while ignoring the root cause. Why are your employees stealing? What can you do to make your employees not want to steal in the first place? Raise wages, improve conditions, improve managers' interpersonal skills? How about share incentives or profit sharing give you employees some skin in the game? Whenever I hear of a company with an employee theft problem, I automatically assume they must be terrible to work for and have zero empathy.
Yeah, that's the thing. If it's like a big corporation or something, can't feel too bad. But that would give me so much anxiety, dude.
Yeah, like, oh, today's the day.
So much anxiety.
Today's the day. Fuck.
But that person obviously never got caught.
No.
Got away with it. Got a down payment on their house.
$17,000 to $18,000?
That's a lot of fucking money.
I'm blanking. Did they say over what period of time did it take for them to allocate all that amount of money?
Well, he said small increments, so like $30 a day over multiple years. I think he said 5 years or something.
Fuck.
That would give me so much anxiety, dude.
Yeah. I mean, well, I guess, like, because, for other subreddits, it's like, am I the asshole? So the commenter's job is to sort of be like, yeah, you're the asshole or you're not. I think for confessions, we just kind of give our take whether we think it's actually fucked or not.
Yeah, like I said, it's hard to say. Like, it's a big corporation. I mean, it didn't hurt them really in the long run. They weren't keeping track of the returns. But the guy stole nearly $20,000 cash.
Yeah.
That's wild.
That is wild.
I don't think I would have the balls to do that. Or to keep it going after I did it for a few grand.
After I made enough to, like, rack up a decent bar tab on a Friday night, I'd be like, yeah, I'm done, dude.
Or enough for, like, a used car, but to keep going.
Yeah.
That's ballsy.
Fuck.
But he was getting away with it for so long.
The account's deleted.
Yeah.
So.
He confessed and walked away.
Dude, I mean, that was...
fuck.
I had the same philosophy when I would steal shit from Safeway in high school.
That's what I was about to bring up. Did you ever do that? Like, steal?
Absolutely.
In high school, I would steal from, like, Fred Meyer and, like, Safeway Albertsons. So much. Because, like, I don't know, looking at me, they're not going to think I'm stealing. So I would just go fill my arms up with, like, sodas, Red Bull, snacks. I would go to the deli, get like full meals and just say I have more shopping to do, and then just walk out with my arms full.
So easy.
And I never once got like a side eye, never got caught, never got chased out. Never. Eventually I just stopped because I got scared, and I think maybe some other people from my high school did get caught. But like I never once even came close to getting caught. And I did it for like a couple of years,
Yeah.
like weekly, daily. I would just do it. I would just walk in, grab what I needed for the day, and walk.
Yeah, I mean, with the deli section in particular, it's dumb easy to steal.
So easy.
Like, I imagine, like, fucking, like, higher-ups at Safeway do quarterly reports. They're like, all right, how much did we spend to bring in all this fresh food? About $10,000. And the gross revenue for this quarterly report is $500.
There's no way they're gonna notice a couple turkey sandwiches missing.
We lost $9,500 on the deli section.
But it was so easy. I think it's a little harder now.
Stupid easy.
And I don't think even back then they had like those fake shoppers that just walk around. Which, like, by the way, I've noticed. I know of a guy at the Walmart I go to up north here. I see a guy every time I'm there. He's a fake shopper. And I've seen him talking to workers and stuff. And I always know he wears a bolo tie and he has like white hair. And he's always just slowly walking around, and he'll sometimes stop and talk to a worker and stuff.
So,
And he has the earpiece in too, but it's just like AirPods.
I've just never understood how, like, you would go about getting that job.
Yeah, for sure. I have no idea. Maybe through like a security company, or no, maybe you just have to be a normal looking dude.
What? And it's like, do they like do Safeway hire people and they're like, listen, you've been here for like months now. You're shit at doing the checkout stand. Fucking, you don't know how to stack boxes for dick. Fucking, you're too dumb to be a manager, work higher up.
Yeah,
You want to be a secret shopper?
that's the thing. You don't have to be good at anything. You just walk around,
But what does that require? You just
look at
just
people,
walk around the cereal aisle for 5 hours.
and maybe talk into the microphone and let the employees know when you see something sketchy.
yeah.
And even then, the employees aren't really supposed to or allowed to like do anything. If you leave the store, they can't chase you. They don't, like, most security guards can't really touch you.
Yeah.
There's like laws against it, and the big corporations don't want them interfering with, like, I don't know, robberies or people running out because they don't want them to get hurt.
I'm pretty sure I had one encounter with a secret shopper.
Really?
Yeah. I used to steal alcohol. I would steal everything, but I would exclusively steal alcohol and sell it.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
There's some profit.
Dude, I used to drive a Prius, and so I would steal a bunch of alcohol and put it in the trunk of my car,
Yep.
and then I would take a Snapchat video of like 50 bottles in the trunk of my Prius,
Yep.
and be like, "Oh, who wants a bottle? Hit me up. The Smirnoff's $25 a bottle." Fucking, and it was so dope because it was like all profit.
And you would steal multiple bottles at a time? Were you tucking them in your waistband? How are you doing it?
Fucking loads of them. And I'm like, there were a couple times where they, like, there were two girls that I would hang out with, and they would go in and steal bottles of alcohol for me,
Yeah.
and all the one in their exchange was to be smoked out.
But they would take a bottle of alcohol?
Yeah, dude, they would steal they would come out with like 15.
That's wild.
And dude, and I was ramping up the business.
Yeah.
So this was, this is kind of my introduction into entrepreneurship. Stupid. I mean, so half joking, but not at the same time. So
You're making a buck.
I was ramping up the business. So there was one night, I remember over the summer, I drove around with these two girls. We went to every single Safeway on the east side of Seattle. So from like midnight to 3-4 in the morning, we drove to 8 different Safeways, and I think we got over 100 different bottles of alcohol in one night.
Oh my God.
And then I would just fucking like, I had like a quarter, so I was like, all right, I'll just drive us, and you dolls just smoke away.
That's a big profit, dude. If you sell 100 bottles, sold them for $20 a piece.
What is the math on that? Fuck.
I couldn't do the math, but that's a big profit. That's a big profit.
As soon as I pull up the reason, if you just later, I'm gonna be like, duh, obviously.
Even if you didn't sell all of them and you took the rest to a party or something.
All right, let's lowball in it. $20. So 100 times 20 is $2,000.
That's wild.
It was a good song.
Also, you didn't need to be doing that.
I did not.
See, your parents got
I
money.
just like money.
Yeah, but your parents got money.
Yeah, but like,
They were just giving it out like that.
yeah, and like, I don't know. I'm not. My parents make decent money, but I don't know. I hated like being spoiled.
Yeah, that's good.
Like they would spoil me, but I would hate being like, "Hey, mom, dad, can I have like $100?"
Yeah.
I would. I mean, sometimes I would do that, but I just hated doing that. So
So that's our confession is stealing. Do you regret it though?
no,
I don't either.
no. In fact,
It was kind of a rush.
I miss those days.
Yeah, I don't miss them.
In fact, I might go steal from Safeway right now for nostalgia purposes after this.
I don't miss it, but it was definitely a rush, and it was kind of cool because it was like I just knew that I looked so innocent. Like they would never
Yeah.
stop me and say, "Oh, you're stealing that." Like it just wasn't gonna happen. I just
Is that what stealing?
it was so easy,
No, that guy's a pussy. He didn't have the balls to steal.
and it was like in the valley, so like they were really like I don't think they were really dealing with a lot of thievery in my area.
Yeah, but so the secret shopper encounter.
Oh yeah.
I want to lean back, but I'm still in frame, I think.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'm good.
you're good.
So the secret shopper, I was in a Safeway. Okay, so basically, so I wouldn't just have girls steal it. I would steal it myself. And when I was younger, I was far more ballsy doing it because I started stealing. I still remember the first time I ever stole something. I was with these fucking guys that I made friends with at a high school by my house. Not the one I went to, even though it was by my house, which is weird. But I remember we were in the store and we were like just going around and they were like, yo, we want to go egg this girl's house. So then they were like, let's go buy some eggs. And then they picked up the eggs and we walked by the self-check and I was like, yo, guys, the self-checkout stands back there. Where are we going? They're like, shh, dude, shut the fuck up.
Uh-huh.
I was like, you steal them? Like, not pay for them and walk out with them? And it's like, fucking, that was the first time we ever stole something. And I was like, oh, that was the easiest shit ever.
Yeah.
I'm going to start doing this all the time.
Yeah.
So fucking, so then, bro, with them, these guys were ballsy. These guys just didn't give a fuck. And these are the types of guys where I would, like, you know, do, like, hard drugs with them. Like, the only time I've ever done, like, Coke, Xanax.
Bad influences.
Yeah, if they were.
And they got you into thievery.
Exactly, yeah. Fucking, yeah, so we would, like, go in and we would each grab, like, a 24 rack of beer and then just sprint out. Fucking, so just, like, I just got super used to doing it. But then I didn't for a number of years, and then starting to do it again, it was just not nearly the same. It's so much different when you're by yourself.
So different.
So much more scary.
So scary, dude. Just the thought of getting caught and like
By
I don't know.
yourself?
Yeah, not even just by yourself, but just like having to deal with it, and like you're not even dealing really with like law enforcement when you're that young. Like they're just gonna call your parents or something.
Yeah.
And like that did happen to me when I ran out with a rack of Bud Light, and I think I've told you this story. And me and my cousin ran out of a gas station with a rack of Bud Light, and there was like one of my school counselors of all people
Oh, for
was
fuck's sake.
either driving by or pumping gas, and like went in and told the gas station clerk.
That's
there's
worse than just a teacher.
I know. And they saw me specifically, told the clerk like my name, and I think they found my grandma in the yellow pages and fucking called her, got a hold of my mom, and then my mom was blowing me up, and then I was grounded for a week.
Coleman Gunyon to the counselor's office?
No, I didn't even get in trouble at school. That's the thing. The counselor never brought up to me. I don't know which counselor it was. And I was so embarrassed, dude. It sucked having to deal with like my mom. Because like I said, there was no law enforcement brought into the fact. It was just like a 18 pack of Bud Light. And we just went to the high school and drank some beer. And it was just so embarrassing, dude, to get caught. And then I did it again. And I ran out of a gas station and I didn't get caught. And it was a rush. It was a rush for sure, but it was scary as hell, dude. It was that was the last thing I ever stole was that rack of beer.
Really?
Yeah, because it was so scary,
When
dude.
was that? What year of high school?
That must have been junior year.
Okay.
Because after that, like after like getting caught, like it was just like there was no point. Like you can find people that are 21 that will just buy it for you. Like you don't need to steal. Like just go work for somebody, mow a lawn, make a few bucks, and then fucking have somebody buy
I was plumber.
or become a plumber. And actually, should we get into that story? How I flooded somebody's condo?
I mean, I want to whiff a bit more for the shopping.
All right.
What is that? I'm thoroughly enjoying this topic.
Well, then, yeah, dude. Because I'm getting anxiety here thinking about I'm getting anxiety thinking about my beer run when I got caught. That shit was scary.
I mean, it's just like, oh, yeah, but dude, there is nothing better when the only option in the world is for you to sack up and steal a bottle because you're underage, and you do it, and then the ecstasy of being in the car with your friends and driving to a local park with a bottle.
Is that the only option?
Nothing better.
You couldn't go ask a homeless guy to buy you a bottle and he can buy himself one while he's in there?
I'm not gonna fucking like chip into some cunt's fucking
alcoholism. Did you ever do that though? Ask people?
Product problem.
Did you ever ask people to buy? No? I remember me and my friends waited outside of a gas station, and we did eventually get somebody to buy us Four Locos.
Really?
That was one of the first times I ever got drunk, too. And we just went back to my grandma's house and drank it in her basement.
That's awesome.
Four Locos.
Yeah, okay, let me tell this secret shopper story.
Oh, yeah, we haven't even gotten to that.
Yeah, okay, so basically, I was really like ballsy confident doing it at first, but then years went by and I didn't do it, and then I started to do it again, and I was just doing it by myself, but I was so much more scared.
Yeah.
So, dude, the thing is, if you go in and you're decisive and quick, it's just way more effective and likely to succeed. If you go in and you're clearly not even shopping. You're just fucking building up the confidence, walking between the cereal and the pasta aisle.
Yeah, super nervous, walking around, looking for people.
Okay, now's the window of opportunity. No, I can't. Dude, so I was doing that, and I didn't notice anyone that was, eyeing me. So, this is probably dumb, but I got a bottle of alcohol, like a bottle of vodka, and I brought it to the so I had a hydro flask.
Yeah.
I had a hydro flask, so I brought my hydro flask, which was empty, and the bar of vodka to the freezer aisle. So then I acted like I was reaching into the back of the freezer aisle to grab something from the back. But what I was doing was pouring the bottle of vodka into the hydro flask.
No way.
And then while I was doing that, this guy comes out of nowhere, yanks it off of me, and he's like, "What the fuck are you doing?"
No way.
And I was so scared I didn't say anything. I just immediately started because you know how when you don't want to just run, but you're just speed walking to get away from something.
Yeah.
I just speed walked away, and he just speed walks right behind me.
What?
Yeah, and then I go out into my car, drive away, and he's at the front of the store just looking at me. And then I think, oh, God, he sees my plates. This is my dad's car. He's going to call the cops. I'm fucked.
Of course.
And then nothing happened. And but it was scary.
That's something similar to that did happen to my friends in high school where they did an alcohol run or a beer run, and they ran out to a car, got away, and then the store contacted local high schools and found my friends, and they got caught.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Because that shit happens. It's so scary. I mean, it is a rush. And at the beginning, it was so easy. I thought nothing of it for a year or two. Just stealing random products. Nothing, not alcohol or nothing. Just sandwiches and snacks and drinks and stuff. And it was so easy. And then I just started getting scared and too nervous to do it.
Yeah.
I couldn't do it.
It's sort of like if you're a drug dealer, but you sell weed, but then you start selling cocaine. You're like, oh, this is a whole nother level, huh?
Oh, I couldn't do it. It's too much. I especially couldn't do it now.
Well, okay, not only now, like, could you get in actual trouble, but like, if you're still stealing alcohol in like your mid to late 20s, you're a fucking loser.
Other problem.
You're a fucking like, even if you do it successfully, you're probably just in some park drinking. You're like, I think I have a problem.
Yeah.
I know really turn my life around, but let me finish this first, and then I'll fucking figure it out.
And then you're back to it the next day.
Thanks for watching and hope you enjoyed that clip from the Doe Show. Be sure to check out another clip or check out the full episode. Peace out, bitches.